I wonder, does she have a... Oh, there it is. Don't look at me like that. The Arknights Endfield closed beta is currently taking place. As you can see, I got Levitain here on the screen in game. Absolute baddie, but it's neither here nor there. There's two bits of news that just popped up regarding Arknights Endfield, and I have some thoughts on those things. We're gonna go ahead and hop right into it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it popping. We're gonna start off with the light news because this is gonna be the easiest thing to talk about here. Arknights Endfield's beta test 2 is ending soon. Now they went ahead and dropped this. I think this is fairly quick, and it kind of goes into the point that I'm going to make later, but this is fairly quick to announce the end date. They usually wait a little closer to the end of it before announcing anything like this, but it looks like they were ready to go ahead and announce when this thing is ending, which is December 29th. We got the rest of this month to enjoy this beta test. They say Arknights Endfield beta test 2 will conclude on December 29, 2025 at 1 a.m. UTC -5. So I think that's Eastern time, which is Florida and New York. At that time, the game servers for this test will be shut down and you will no longer be able to log into the game. During the test period, we received a great deal of feedback and suggestions through official community channels, surveys, and customer support. We sincerely thank everyone for participating in this test and actively providing your input. The project team will continue to refine the game and optimize the gaming experience with more new content already in development. For further updates, please follow our official community and social media accounts. Thank you again for your continued interest and support for Arknights Endfield Administrator. Now, I honestly think there's a reason why they dropped this information. But before we get into that, we're gonna get into the other announcement that they made literally at the same time last night. So, literally right before they dropped the date in which this test was ending, they dropped this, which is a DevCom number 3. Every single time they drop these DevComs, it's usually providing updates for transparency so that we know what they're working on without providing too much information. Yeah, they dropped one right before the announcement of the beta ending. Since the launch of this beta test 2, our team has been gathering your valuable feedback through multiple channels, including surveys, customer support, and community discussions. You've shared important opinions on early tutorials, progression flow, combat and stat design, gacha resource acquisition, UI and visual presentation, as well as multi-platform compatibility and performance. And we like to express our sincere thanks to all of you. Every single piece of feedback carries your criticism and expectations for Arknights Endfield. From the moment the test went live, we began analyzing player experience issues and working on the corresponding optimizations and adjustments. Some of these improvements have already been completed on our end and are now in the internal verification and review phase. This goes into why I think they dropped the date, but I'm going to continue. We're going to finish this and then we'll get into what I think about all of this. Our team is continuously monitoring your feedback and discussions and thoroughly analyzing both your survey responses and actual player behavior data so we can identify effective solutions to address the issues you're facing. We have set aside dedicated development resources for experience tuning and will implement improvements one by one with consideration for the balance between real-time experience and long-term gameplay. We've also put a long-term optimization mechanism in place to ensure that the future versions of the game continue to see meaningful improvements to the experience with the goal that every adjustment truly lifts the overall gameplay experience. We'll keep listening to your feedback and remain committed to ongoing long-term optimization, meeting your expectations with convincing high-quality game content. Thank you, administrators, for your continued support and understanding. More information about the game will be later communicated through our official channels. We look forward to joining you on your adventure exploring Talos-II in the very near future. Okay, that very near future is important here. So there's a reason why I think they're doing this now. One, I've seen a lot of people saying that they think it's probably going to launch near the end of February or something like that. I have a different opinion here, and of course this is not fact. This is my opinion on the situation. I think the game is going to launch mid-January, latest right before Chinese New Year. And the reason for that is because One, there's like a 90-day period in which they have to get the game out from a beta period or something like that from the Google Play Store. But that's not even the real reason why. I think that this beta test is literally an old build of the game. They probably fixed all the issues we're experiencing here, or they were testing the community to see what they would have a problem with, what they would enjoy, what they would like, what they wouldn't like. This beta test, the whole purpose of it was to see how we would feel about the content, the gacha, all of that stuff. So now that they've gathered all those opinions, I think everything was expected. And now they're going to go ahead with their rollout plans. Now, keep in mind, the Game Awards are coming up. I think that the Game Awards will have a trailer there. And that trailer will be the release date. That's what I think. Now, if it turns out to be wrong, don't come to me saying you were wrong. You fed us misinformation. I think this is going to happen. And I think this date was planned a while ago. I think all of this was planned a while ago. When they started filing those trademarks for GriffLink and all that, I think all of this was a part of the plan. And this test was the last phase of that plan. We're going to see the technical test for the PlayStation 5 come up, which I think that's actually going to be a slow. Geez, I can't talk. In terms of length, I don't think the PlayStation 5 technical test is going to be long at all. I think it's just going to be a quick, hey, this test is to test optimization on the PlayStation 5, and if these things are working, and if it's going to work with this server in it. I think it's all for back-end data, and I could be wrong, but I don't think that test is going to be long. Now, I say all that to say this. Once again, I think the official launch will be from mid-January to early February. I think it's going to be within that time frame. All of this that we're seeing happening revolving around the game, whether it comes from we need feedback or all that stuff, they never do this thing where they announce these dates this early. I've never seen this before, unless they announce the date right when the test begins. They didn't do that. You can look back, every other test that they've had, they've announced it closer to when it's going to end. So, with all that being said, I have a huge suspicion that they're going to be at the Game Awards. The Game Awards is going to have a nice, pretty trailer for the final version of the game. And we're going to get a release date, and that release date will be within the time frame of the 15th to the beginning of February. That's what I think. I could be wrong. We'll wait and see. I'm excited for this. My entire experience with Arknights Endfield so far has been great. While I made so many mistakes with my account, man. There's so many things that I've learned from just playing this beta so that I don't make these mistakes once the game launches. And I'm able to just experiment with stuff without worry that this is going to carry over and I have to start over. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the entire situation. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do at the Game Awards, if they're even there. Just keep in mind, Griffline has been at the Game Awards every single time that they've had an actual announcement. And now with the game coming up, it only makes sense. There will be no more Game Awards before the release of the game. This is the last one. So it just makes sense for them to either be there or have an announcement right after the Game Awards. That's why I had the menu up. So you guys wouldn't be talking over me, okay? But I think this is the last Game Awards right before the actual game releases. They'll either have the announcement at the Game Awards, or they'll make an announcement around the same time on their own channels, just like they did the 1 year. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Not really a big video or anything, but I'm preparing a lot of content, so look forward to that. Also, don't forget, we have a Discord, the Knights of Babel Discord. This Discord is specifically for Arknights fans, Arknights Endfield fans, and Griffline fans. This is a place for you guys to come and enjoy the game, talk about the game freely, without any drama, doom posting, any of that. The whole purpose of this server is just so we can enjoy the game without worrying about any of the external bullshit that comes around on YouTube and social platforms and everything. So we can just enjoy the game peacefully with no extra BS. So yeah, link is in the description for that. But besides that, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again for more Arknights Endfield. Have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay chaotic. Peace out, everyone.